Hey guys, good day. Um, Something that I noticed is that being a good father is also bad for your kids. Surprisingly, I never thought about it, but it hit me. But I just thought, you know what, just do whatever we were told to do. We have to make more good person in life and something like that. You know the mumbo jumbo that you keep hearing here and there. But something hit me, and it hit me when I realized that when my kid was born, I realized that he had very beautiful big eyes, and because of that, he had like a very unique way of expressing himself. I loved him. I really loved him. He was a very relaxed kid, but it was we played a lot of games about expressions and those stuff, right? But while we were doing that, what I noticed was is that he started getting addicted to that type of satisfaction between me and him, which then also correlated to other people, how they would see him, because I invested him in a nourishing way, which he started assuming that real life is like that. I was like, and I noticed it. I wanted to stop, but I was like, I can stop interacting with my kid naturally. I can't manage love. Why would I do that? My job is to give love. No pause, no saying no just for the sake of it. So he's ready for hearing the word no. It started good, it started fun. But what messed me up is this. For some odd reason, the fact that I was doing that, but my wife was the more loving person in general, dad is different, My wife naturally is more positive, more huggy and everything. But when I bring my son to school, he doesn't want to go to class just because of that. It's like, I'm not sure if he loves me more or he feels more protected due my appearance. If for some odd reason I don't want to push him into class because sometimes he doubts it, but mommy can just, hey, let's go, come on, boop, boop, boop. He goes inside. But it doesn't happen with me. And I don't want to push him because maybe he sees me as a protector. And for not pushing him, sorry, um, I just waited until he was ready. But I noticed in his face, he started getting anxious, like, hey, teacher, or other teacher, or kids, I need you to look at me to validate me because I kept validating his beautiful expression in his face. And if nobody is validating his face, especially now in a time due COVID, a lot of kids could not even express themselves. He couldn't communicate with the face. And the whole mask situation pissed me off, you know? And I talked to the teacher about the whole thing, about the education. I think I'm maybe a too lovey-dovey and everything. She actually told me, I think he's manipulating you, and I think you need to push him inside and just walk away. I says, okay, that should be the thing. And she told me, the expression thing, I understand where you're coming from. I have the same issue. I said, what do you mean? She says, look, when you're telling your son what he has to do, I'm sure you find him very cute, you smile, and you don't want to look at his face, right? I'm like, yes, it happens. He comes to me, hey, Papa, are you smiling? Are you smiling? It's really hard for me to be actually angry unless he does something that I'm like, yo, man, that's dangerous. I don't really change my voice like that, but because I'm consistent with him, and when I change the voice, he stops immediately. But I don't want to normalize that. But she told me, whenever I speak to your son, I have to remove my mask. I says, huh? Really? She says, yeah, because he doesn't know if I'm angry or not by my sound. And of course, I'm not gonna use a woman's voice, suddenly change it like the Hulk because that's too exaggerated. But she always has to remove the mask down. And I was like, damn, that's a little gangster, bro. And that's the point that I'm trying to say. You can be a good father, but you can't be lovey-dovey. I'm giving my son everything he needs. I spend a lot of time with him. We go for walks on Saturdays and Sunday. He never uses a phone. He never uses an iPad unless we play a game together. I'm my son's iPad. But at the same time, even if I don't want my son to play with an iPad in certain amount, if I'm also the iPad, I can still mess him up if I function like an iPad, you know? And it made me realize that as a parent, what the message that I'm trying to convey in this situation is be careful what kind of parents you are. We are short on good parents. But you know what's even worse? Creating a good kid in a world there are more bad kids. And he doesn't know how to handle it. Because we all know you can ask any timid, nice person. You can be very resentful with time because you see that you're trying to abide by a specific rule, but only the bad people are rewarded, or everybody thinks that, you know what, you're a nice person, you would understand. And I'm like, whoa, 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 what is this? And the moment you express a difference of opinion, suddenly you're the Hulk. So everybody, whoa, why are you angry? What? That's just a small thing. And those moments I realized that I just wanna go kick that stupid dog over there. Like, shut the, oh my God. I hate Spain. So many people have dogs. They don't have kids. I don't know what's wrong. It's kind of weird. Well, Barcelona, that's Barcelona. A lot of people have dogs. But anyway, life is simple sometimes. And the simpler you make it, sometimes it's even better. But right now, I realize that I should give my son, as a good father, also challenges, you know? And it's not about being nice, it's not by being a good father. It's like, without you noticing, you, your kid doesn't build naturally the same way you are. You insert that into his brain, the whole expression thing. That's my fault. It wasn't supposed to be a bad thing. But now I realize he's a very uniquely timid guy. And my justification in the beginning was, well, I was timid too when I was little. No, you were always looking at him, reacting when he expressed his face, and he's doing that consistently now. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but don't invest in something that you're not going to take the responsibility and say, hey man, that's a natural thing, because it has consequences. And sometimes I realize that my son has a lot of issues to understand certain kids due that, because the kids are supposed to express in certain way, but kids don't do that. Kids act a lot, way more now, because they don't even understand faces of other people. And many times my son isn't happy at school because he has friends, but they fight a lot. The teacher does something about it, but he realized, he told me one day, the thing is with your kid, he is a very expressive person, but he has a lot of emotions. And it has nothing to do with you. It's just that he's like that. It says, yeah, but maybe I pushed him in that direction. Because I promoted him, not promoted, but I rewarded him if he's nice. Especially with his face. So it's just a part that I wanted to focus on today. That while he is a very happy kid, the teacher even recognizes it. She says, you guys are doing a good job. Even if he has his situation, the fact that you spend so much time with him outside doing random stuff, that's very good. He is anxious, but other kids are worse. I said, oh, I didn't know that. She says, yeah. I told her also that the reason I noticed also that he was getting slowly more angry is because he was watching more Netflix and YouTube, where he can choose whatever he's going to watch. But by putting normal TV with propaganda in between that he cannot choose, because if there's propaganda, he goes plays with the game, or a toy, and then he goes back, right? And that is like a normal life. You can't predict the show, but if you can always watch exactly what you want, you're already teaching him that he is his yes is we are a yes people. Life is a yes, yes, yes. Everywhere yes, yes, yes. That's so bad. So I changed that, and that is when I noticed it was easier for him to go to school because I just told him, hey man, you gotta stop. You have to go in. You can come back later and you can watch TV after school or whatever. And slowly he started getting less angry. Kids push you. It's like a game. It's like building a D&D character 24/7. And if you like playing D&D character, hey man, you're gonna have a blast with your kid. I'm having a blast. But if you don't want to play D&D, you can't even start being a good father. You suck. If you don't have the time, ah man, stop. All I can say is stop making babies. Stop using protection. Don't do funky funky last minute. Oh my god, I feel unky unky right now. Let's go. Nah, man. But anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say. Give you guys a good perspective of how, while being a good father, if you don't manage your love carefully, you can you can set them up for a life that you never prepared them before because you never said no to them ever.